Danger Dolan. Super Mario Bros. 3 was only made by 10 people and ideas were hard to come by, so Miyamoto encouraged everyone to shoot out ideas on what to do in this game different from its predecessors. Originally, Mario didn't turn into a raccoon, but instead turned into a centaur, although this idea didn't actually make it past the drawing board. The 7 Koopalings are based off of members of the development team, which kinda makes you feel sorry for the 2 guys that were left out. The Chain Chomp was based on a bad childhood experience Miyamoto had with a dog, but somehow I doubt freeing the dog was what Kid Miyamoto would have done to save his bacon. In order to make the game display the status bar on the bottom, the developers had to place an extra processing chip into the game's cartridge. This chip also allowed for animated tiles and enough RAM for diagonal scrolling, which explains part of why the game had a much more refined look than most NES titles. There was a problem with porting the game to the West, mainly because there was a shortage of ROM cartridges, meaning it had to be delayed along with Zelda 2. However, this shortage allowed for Nintendo to market the game in the way of product placement, so Nintendo paid for the game to be included in the film The Wizard. This product placement led people to refer to The Wizard as a 90-minute commercial for the game. But it's really not, and you should watch it because it's a really good film. Following the theme of Super Mario Bros. 2, Nintendo thought that the third installment was also too hard for the Western audience. In the Japanese version, if Mario gets hit in any form other than Small Mario, he would revert to his small state, whereas in the Western version, being hit in a special suit would revert him to Super Mario.
I just noticed that in this game that when you get a better power-up like the tanooki, you don't get that fire flower as like a thing to use.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's Nintendo hard for sure. There's a reason they were called that. This is, I guess, the difference in gamings now. It's like, especially the late. Have you played the newer Mario games, like Super Mario 3D?
Oh man, where they give you the invincibility.
Yeah,
when you suck for too long.
When I first saw that, I was like, what?
There's a lot of different unused levels found in the ROM files, and there's even some unused sprites such as the embossed tiles you see here. Quite a few of these levels are unfinished to the point where you can't leave the level once you enter them, and some of them don't even have any enemies, even though it's not a bonus room full of coins. You can even see some of the cut levels in the box art. id Software made a demo for Super Mario Bros. 3 and sent it to Nintendo in hopes of getting permission to port it to PC. However, Nintendo declined, but you can still download this demo online. The only difference is that Mario is replaced by Romero's own creation. id seemed to be self-aware in this creation as they named it Dangerous Dave in copyright infringement. In World 3, there's an island shaped like Japan, with the castle located roughly where Kyoto should be, the city where Nintendo's headquarters are. The Koopa Kids weren't actually named anything in the Japanese version, but Nintendo of America decided to name each of them after a musician, such as Iggy being named after Iggy Pop. In order to make a white mushroom house appear, you need to beat a particular level of each world, excluding 8, and collect a particular amount of coins. Usually you need to collect all of them. And in order to make a money ship spawn, you need to have both digits in your coin count match with the second number of your score. This only works in worlds 1, 2, 5, and 6. There are 8 unused bonus games found in the code. The dice game, where you get a roll of 1 to get a life, 2 to increase your score, and the rest give coins. There are 3 games without any indication as to how they might have worked. A roulette game where you win if you get an odd number, a roulette game where you win if you get an even number, and a game that will send you to 2 different possible areas on the map, which possibly worked as a dice game. So this is one of the most polished NES games. The art is unique, the character models are super detailed for such an old console, and each world feels completely different to the last, with environments becoming enemies themselves. Puzzles can pop up without you even realizing, like a set of invisible blocks that make you feel trapped until you realize it's built a bridge, or flying up with a tanooki suit to find a pipe hidden in the ceiling of a suspicious area. Likewise, secrets are abundant. You'll remember the flute that lets you bypass levels, but seemingly randomly placed blocks you'll bump into will give you a fire flower power up you desperately needed, and that you'll always remember is there for future playthroughs. World 8 is crazy. Execution and skill is key, because you'll be walking back through a constantly rotating pool of enemies just to restore progress and finish the game.
Oh, flamefish.
You might say that was a cheap attack.
You'll be repeating levels over and over. Get ready to have the beginning of level 1 of each world ingrained in your soul, because unless you scored the level skipping flutes early, you're on your own. The bosses are an absolute cakewalk. Some might give you problems if you're not concentrating, but 3 jumps and you're all good. Unless you don't have a mushroom, in which case get ready for a little bit of adrenaline.
Yeah, and he had one more hit, and I died on this go. We went all the way
It's the
back.
flying, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
the
it is.
flaps.
And he
that screws
swoops
you up.
really weird.
Yeah.
And everyone else?
Oh, that's close. Nice.
Oh.
There's a gradual rise in difficulty done perfect, ascending from World 1 to 8. You might find some annoying enemies like Hammer Brothers early on, but you just need to get good. Controls are slick, jumps and sudden turns have just the right velocity. The 2-button setup is simple in concept and accessible for new players. No weapons to kill enemies, just jump on them.
So then this, you'll jump
Yeah.
on the right, and then you'll probably have to jump again, yeah. And then jump again, you'll go up.
Oh, I didn't mean to jump so high. And he jumped so
And then, yeah.
high. Jumped so high. Then he likely touched down. Met a man, Mario was his name. No.
These were the days when dying mattered. Losing all your lives meant starting from the beginning of the world. If you play with a friend, you'll have a much better time because you'll have twice as many lives and the chance to catch up by keeping the progress you've made for each other. Don't expect to finish this whole game in one sitting. The last world is a punishment to endure.
Be nice if we had our item. Oh, what the hell is this nonsense?
If we could just pass the first level.
Yeah, let's pass something.
Yeah.
So you can't save this. So back in the day,
Yeah, you can't save.
Oh, I mean, when I was a kid, I knew about the flute thingies, so I
Yeah,
guess it's
like,
up to him.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
imagine early on when it first got released, there'd be like whispers of what the other levels are like. And
But that's why it was cool, because, I mean, a lot of people don't realise the internet wasn't around. You know, you couldn't just go and Google where are the whistle locations. Like, you either had to buy a magazine or somehow work that shit out, or you just needed to know a friend at school, and you didn't question how they knew that weird shit!
Be sure not to use flutes to skip through worlds if it's your first time playing. Just savor the experience and the excellent level designs of worlds 1 through 7. That's it for this video. The 2 guys that you saw playing through this game with me actually launched their own Let's Play channel recently, Slapped Mayhem. Go check them out, there's a link below this video. Anyway, that's it, have a good one!